The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. We're going to start about 5 minutes early this morning just because I want to make sure I have enough time to explain the trades that I'm in. I've already set them up in the demo, and I did because I was getting really good premiums for them, so I just went ahead and did it. Now, before we do get started, I do need to go over the risk disclaimer. Basically, you should never trade with money you cannot afford to lose, especially this morning, okay? Binary options in spreads allow you to limit your risk, but you can always lose money, okay? And you'll see when I bring the Nadex screen over, I've done all kinds of trade setups. My bias on the USD CAD is to the downside. Now, it is a rate announcement. 77% of analysts predict that they are going to raise interest rates, okay? If they do raise interest rates, historically, the USD CAD will go down, and it will be a very significant move. Now, this report is not an everyday thing. So you will see that I'm kind of extreme in the positions that I have on. Now, let's go and let's just look at the charts real quick. You can see that all of these are aligning to the downside, which is my bias as well. Okay. Let me move this one over. You can see that the 240-minute chart is right at the ATR up here. It's moving down. I think it will definitely take this out. I'm expecting it probably to hit 2,300. That would not be, an abnormal move. Typically, this will move anywhere between 100 to 200 pips off of this rate announcement. Okay. And from what I'm seeing, everything is aligning to the downside. That doesn't mean I'll be right. And, it's a rate announcement. We don't know what they're going to do. So pretty much anything could happen. Now, does everybody understand that? Okay. Any questions before I show you the Nadex screen? It's going to be easier for me to answer them now versus later. And this is one that will be over fairly quickly. It's not a long, drawn out process. Now, these are the trades that I have on. Now, you can see the premiums are really going from one extreme to the other. You can see I've got 3 long positions down here in a long spread. Okay, look at the risk on these. Okay, do you see how cheap I was able to get these? That is very significant. Okay, because you can see I am not risking a lot of money on any of these trades. Okay, you're talking less than $20 on all of these long positions. Okay, also notice that I have a profit target in at 90. Okay, so I have the potential of making $70 per contract on the move, but I also have the potential to lose on every one of these positions. It is a slim possibility in my opinion, but it is still a possibility. Does everybody understand that? Now, you can also see that I am really heavy in my bias, okay? Also notice I'm doing 11 a.m. on some of them, 3 p.m. on some. This is a daily. Then I have a 2-hour binary on all of these. And then I have another daily down here, okay? You can do the 11 a.m., the 3 p.m., the 7 p.m., the 11 p.m. If you're talking about a move that's 100 pips, that is really significant, okay? That's 5 strikes on a daily, okay? 5 strikes. That is pretty significant. And that's just for a 100 pip move. Does everybody understand that? Any questions on it? And these will go, red and back to green and back to red. When the rate announcement comes out, they'll all, be a blank there because it will move so quickly. Okay. You do have to have your profit targets in. Okay. It's just imperative that you have your profit targets in. Don't be sitting there waiting because the premiums will go very quickly. Now, I wanted to show you on the 9 to 11, which is a 2-hour binary, okay? Do you see how your strikes are 10 pips? Okay, price is currently trading at 24.14, okay? So if price is trading at 24.14, okay, and it moves down 150 pips, that wasn't right. Let's see, it's 24.12 minus 150. It's going to put it at 1.2262. Okay, does everybody understand that? Now, on the 11 a.m., the lowest one you get to is 23.87. Okay, that's the lowest one that you could get right now, and you're still going to have about $40 of risk. Okay, so that's not even, a 50 pip move? And this is expected to move 150 pips? Do y'all understand that? Do you understand the difference between the spread and the binary? Anybody have any questions about a spread versus a binary? Now would be a great time to ask. Now I'm going to leave the 240 up here. It very well could go back and take out this low at 23.56. But again, this is really speculation, okay? Everybody's expected that the Bank of Canada will actually raise their interest rates by 1/4 of a point. And the last time they didn't, they expected it, they didn't, and the USD CAD surged up. I mean, literally surged. I think it was over 200 pips that day. They expected them to raise it. They left it at 1%, and the Canadian tanked, and the US dollar surged. Now, this time, because they're expected to actually raise the interest rates, historically, when they do that, the Canadian will actually go up. The dollar will weaken. If I can talk this morning. Anybody have any questions? If you have a question and you don't ask it, then I can't answer it for you, basically. I'm trying to get this where we can see it and still see the chart as well. We'll do it like this. I do love to trade this market report. It's one of my favorite ones to trade. Also like to trade the Aussie unemployment, which is coming out tonight. It does not move as much as this one. This one kind of equates to the non-farm employment, okay? It comes out every Friday. Not every Friday, the first Friday of the month. And this one, if you're looking at market reports, this is pretty much that market report. Now, you may notice I didn't do any spreads for 3 p.m. To me, they just have so much premium on them that you have to pay. I tend not to do those. It doesn't mean you can't. It just means I didn't want to. And a lot of these for the 11 a.m., you've got time decay working in your favor if the market goes in your direction. And the reason is you're not going to have but 1 hour left. Now, there's also the Bank of Canada press conference at 11:15. Generally, though, it is the rate announcement that actually will move this market. It will still move during the press conference, but the biggest move is generally the rate announcement, not the press conference. On the euro is actually the press conference. And this is one of the big reasons I like trading the binaries, because there is no way that I would do this on the Forex market. There is just way too much risk. And notice that, I do have some long positions just in case I am wrong. Okay. I do have some positions on that would cover the losses. Do y'all understand that? And as this is moving down, even for the 11 a.m., okay, you could come in here and say, okay, just in case I'm wrong, I'm going to take this one for $12.75. Do y'all see that? There it is. And you see how fast that premium is moving? Now, the one thing that you will need to do is go in here and put in a profit target in case it does move in your direction. I believe that was 1227. No, I'm not seeing it yet. Okay, it disappeared on me. And it does that sometimes, so we'll just watch it. And we still have about 6 minutes before the rate announcement comes out. Now, some people actually will look at the premiums, okay, to see which one is on the heavier side. For example, you are trading currently at 2407, okay? Is it more heavy to the upside or to the downside? I don't look at that. So, and again, if you have any questions, just please post them. $24.47. Okay. There it is. I do, Mika. And this is one report that sometimes you can't manage the trade. Okay. It's just going to take off with you. And the reason is the premiums are just changing so fast that even if you try to get out, a lot of times you're just going to be left clicking trying to get out. And that's the reason having that target just sitting there actually can help you. And there is a slight possibility that the market won't move at all. Okay. And if it doesn't move at all, then you'll lose on all of your positions. And the reason is you're out of the money on all of these. You're not going in at the money. I don't know why you would risk, $50 on a day like today. I have traded non-farm employment and lost on every trade because it just didn't move. Normally, that's primarily with the on the euro. Sometimes it won't move. The USD JPY normally always moves. And as you can see, evidently it's come out. No, that's just a spike up, I think. Yeah, she's starting to twitch. I like that. You see how they all just went blank? It happens. I'm still waiting for it to post. I want to see if they raised it or not. Yep, they raised it to 1.25. And this is what you're seeing, these small losses here. Even though my bias was to the short side, you're seeing very small losses on those. But look at the profits that you're making because you went in on these little ones. Do y'all see that? And that's why I do that. You were only risking what, about $15 a contract? And I mean, that's really the biggest risk I had was actually on the spreads. What I'm watching right now is this price here. How far is it from the profit targets that we have in? My dog's snoring again. And you can see these premiums are moving extreme. This one is the biggest one you can see. It's going from 62 to 80. Do you see now it's at 86, now it's 73. This is what I'm talking about. Now you could come in when you're seeing that and say, okay, that's the 2447. So I'm going to come down here to 2447 and I'm going to change it to 85. Well, it might get filled now. We'll go 89. See if it gets filled. But again, it's popping around like crazy here. Do y'all see that? And again, you can come back in here and say, okay, let's try 87, see if it will get filled. That one got filled. When they pop around like that, it's, you need to go in there and kind of play with it a little bit till you get filled. This one is at 2457. Again, doing the same thing because it's popping around. I'm going to set in 85 and see if it fills it at 85. Okay, they're not wanting to fill 85. Let's see if we can do 83. Okay, and you do have to play with them sometimes to get that filled. Okay, for some reason it's liking 82. So we're going to change it to 82 and then we get filled. Do y'all see that? Now this one, we're 4 pips away from this strike. Do y'all see that? Now it's trading a little bit above it. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to change this one to 75. But I may change it again, okay? Depending on what I'm looking at on my chart. This needs to really go above 2,500 for me to stay in it, okay? So I'm watching this number. They're at full loss, okay? So in this case, this was 140, okay? It was $14 a contract. This one was about 170, maybe a little bit more. On this one, this was the highest risk. That was about 250. Okay. This was 140. And this one was about 150. A little bit more than 150. Okay. But I've already covered this loss right here. That was covered when I took the first contract off. Do you understand that, Michael? Now it's starting to hesitate. Okay. So does that mean it could come back down? Sure, it could. Okay. But I'm not worried about, a $14 loss. Not in this case, anyway. Now, this one, the premium is not moving on it as much because it's out for the day. In fact, I'm probably going to go ahead and take the profit on that one because I just remembered it was out for the day. And it's really simple. I just come in here and let's see if we can get 50 on it. I don't know that we can, but we're going to try. There we go. Okay. Now on the spread, you can see right now it's still going up. The spreads work a little bit differently. Okay. Because on the spread, it's going to use the value at expiration. Okay. And I'm watching this one, but I'm also watching this one because it has that congestion dot, and that's kind of stopped it right now. So you may see me go ahead and take profits on the spread too. What time do I bargain shop? This morning I did about 8:30, Mika. I start watching them when they start coming out at 8 o'clock. But generally, I like to do it 15 to 30 minutes before. And I mean, I had a lot of contracts on. And again, my bias was to the upside. I mean, to the downside. But I like to say I'm not stupid because I know the market can go against me. So can I find some cheap ones to go in on the other side to cover any potential losses? Does everybody understand that? The market will do what the market wants to do. And I know that. And you also see, I mean, it went down to 2360, but never hit any of our targets because the move was too fast. And that happens a lot. I mean, it went down to 2359 and then back up to 2326 within one bar. And this isn't, something you walk away from. You do keep up with it. And, at the press conference, they could push it down. And there's one here for 3 p.m. There's two here for 3 p.m. They could actually still make money because they're out until the end of the day. Okay. And you're not seeing this continuing up. Okay. That's the reason, could it still go down? Yeah, especially because that seems to be stopping it over here at that congestion dot. Is it a given? No. Could it? Yes. And I think I'm going to go ahead and take profits on this because I don't want to lose the money that I've made. So that one I'm out of. So the only ones that we have left are the short positions. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to try to download the history to see the bottom line as it stands right now. Give me a second here. I'll pause my screen while I do this. Okay. So the bottom line with everything currently that we have on, and this would be all the losses calculated in as well, we still made $1,232.50 after the commissions and everything. Do y'all see that? Now that's as it stands right now, and that's including everything at a full loss. Do y'all see that? Now there's no way I would do that on the Forex side. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Mika. So this is just the summary for today. You can see all of them are on the US CAD. Most of them were right around 930 that I entered, except for the taking profit issues. So you've got everything at a full loss plus the commissions, and you're still, 1,200 to the positive. And again, this could still come down. There's still 43 minutes in some of the binaries, 4 hours in a couple of the others. Okay. Not a bad morning, but you only get these not even once a month. And I didn't have to be right. That's the cool thing. I did not have to be right. I just had to be smart and look at my risk. Does everybody understand that? Any questions? You can't do this on every single market report. But the Bank of Canada rate announcement, you can do it. Any questions at all, guys? Because that's it. I mean, I don't care where the others finished. I'm up for the day anyway. And there is no way that I can lose what I have made. It's locked in. Any questions? Have I calculated the risk to reward? No, not really, Michael, because I know I didn't have to. And the reason I knew I didn't have to is I kept it really small. I mean, I had one that had a $25 risk on it. That was it. No, two on this side. Well, you have to bargain hunt, Mika. And if you see that the premiums are $30, $40, and $50, you just don't take them. All right, a binary pays out $100 if you're right. I generally take somewhere between 80 to 90, so I'm going to use 80. Okay, your risk was 15, that's 65. The risk on the other side is another 15. Okay, so basically you're making $65 with a risk of about 30. So you're still getting a 1 to 2.16 risk to reward ratio, Michael. Now, I didn't have to calculate that because I know that. Okay. Mika, was that for me? I was hoping it was. All right. Any other questions this morning? Oh, I remember that place then. And I mean, in my opinion, this just highlights why I like trading the binaries for market reports, because you can't do that on the futures. You either have to be right or you have to be wrong. In this one, I'm kind of neutral, really. I know that my long positions would have covered the short positions and vice versa. And I mean, even if you were trading one contract on each one of these guys, you still came out with $120 in less than 15 minutes, really. That's not bad, especially considering you didn't even have to pick a direction. All right, that's it for today then. And the rest of these, I just let them stay there. Oh yeah, I would have made a lot more money if it went down, Mika. A lot more. I probably would have doubled what I did if it had went down. Because remember, I had more positions to the short side than I did the long side. But I knew that I would be covered if it went in the other direction. It's what they call delta neutral, I believe, Mika. As long as it moved, I was going to make money. Okay? That's the basis of a delta neutral trade. Either way it goes, you're going to make money. A little bit different with the binaries, but bottom line is, you're in it to make a profit. Any way you can do it. All right, everybody have a great day. I will post the video if you want to go back and review it. I'll post it to Facebook and YouTube and the blog. All right, everybody have a wonderful day, and I hope you're not getting snowed in like I am. It's beautiful, but I'll be at home for the next few days for sure. And Mike, I'll see you tonight, correct? All right. Everybody have a wonderful day.